world has seen some of the most devastating effects of tsunami. This is considered to be the rise of oceans, or basically very large size waves, who has claimed the lives of so many people residing in countries along the coast. In today's video, we are going to discuss about one such tsunami which has hit the coast of Russia and is about to hit in less than an hour from now to some of the other countries in the Pacific Ocean. Hello and welcome to Legacy IS Academy. In today's video, we will be delving into the details of what is tsunami, what actually leads to tsunami. We will also be talking about some of the most recent development with respect to tsunamis that has occurred in Russia, Japan, who is also about to encounter tsunami in any minute from now, and US also has issued warnings for tsunami along its coastal areas. So let us start with this topic of what is the news. So there has been an earthquake of a very severe magnitude of approximately 8.8 initially guessed, but this has been brought down at the Richter scale. This has been brought down to the value of magnitude of 8. That severe tsunami has hit the coast of Russia in the Kamchatka Peninsula, which is largely lying at the entire eastern portion of the entire Russian territory. पूरी रशिया के ईस्ट में जाकर के कामचटका पेनिनसुला है, and the southwest portion of this, southeast portion of this Kamchatka Peninsula has been the epicenter of this earthquake. This is the Kamchatka Peninsula, and here has been the epicenter of this earthquake. This entire region is the Pacific Ocean. So if there is some kind of earthquake that arises in this area, there are so many countries who are about to face the repercussions to this. Additionally, another important information that is telling us about the magnitude of this earthquake is the shallowness. This earthquake has taken place at just 19.3 kilometers from the Earth's surface. Because the epicenter is very shallow, so the amount of effect it is going to exhibit on the surface will also be very large. Additionally, as a consequence to all of this, there has been tsunami warning which has been issued in Russia, and large part of the continental Russia, the portion of Russia which is touching the coast, has been evacuated. So has been the case in Japan also. People have been evacuated from the entire coastal areas. Hawaii is about to embrace it. In a few hours from now, the tsunami waves is expected to reach Hawaii, and so is the case with US also. US has also issued warnings to the people who are living in the coast that they might experience a tsunami. So talking about what is basically tsunami. Tsunami is a series of waves that takes place because of any disturbances that is taking place on the ocean base or sea base. If there is any disturbances such as earthquake, या volcanic eruption, या underwater explosion that has largely taken place inside the Earth's surface or somewhere outside but has affected the ocean base, so the huge amount of water which is present on the ocean gets displaced, and that leads to origin of waves. Now these waves, as and when they reach the coastal areas, the beaches, the size of the wave tends to increase, and that creates some very enormous size waves which has a larger impact because the waves are having higher intensity, higher force, so they are able to enter into interior islands of the coastal area also, interior regions of the coastal areas also. This tsunami which has hit the coast of Russia is expected to be the height of 10 to 13 feet, but the devastation that these waves, tsunami waves, that it can create in surrounding areas can go up to 30 feet also. So the waves up to the height of 30 feet is expected to hit the coast of Japan as well as the coast of Hawaii, although the waves that has hit the coast of Russia is approximately 10 to 13 feet. Now, talking about why this region, or for that matter, which region on the surface of Earth can we expect more frequencies of earthquake or volcanic eruptions or tsunamis or any kind of such kind of tectonic disturbances. So this is the Pacific Ocean, and if we talk about the boundary of the Pacific Ocean, where the ocean is meeting the continents, so where the Pacific Ocean meets Australia or Asia or North America or South America, this entire region is very, very tectonically active region. What do we mean by tectonically active region? That this means that this plate is continuously moving. Because it is moving, it can be convergent to some other plate, be divergent to some other plate. So the entire Pacific Ocean might be moving towards one plate and moving away from certain plates. If it is moving towards another plate, we call this plate boundary as the convergent plate boundary. Or if it is moving away from the other plates, because the Pacific Ocean plate is moving away from the continental plate, so we call that as the divergent plate boundary. In any case, be it convergent plate boundary or divergent plate boundary, because there is a tectonic shift, because the plate has shifted. So this will cause tremors, this will cause earthquakes, and this might also lead to, if the plate is convergent plate boundary, so if the oceanic plate is getting subsided under the continental plates, under the land masses of the oceans are getting subsided, so in those areas we can also expect volcanic eruptions. Because of these tectonic shifts, two major consequences that can take place: one is earthquake, second one is volcanic eruption. The two principal reasons we recently studied that leads to tsunami. Apart from these two, we also have some massive disruptions taking place at the ocean base which can lead to tsunami. So this region, which is the region of the Pacific Ocean, turns out to be, is also known as the Pacific Ring of Fire, because these are the zones where you can expect maximum amount of volcanic eruptions or maximum amount of earthquakes, because this is one such plate which is shifting. Similarly, wherever all across the world, the entire landmass and oceans are divided into plates, and wherever these plates are shifting, it can result into earthquake. If this earthquake is taking place at the ocean base, so this will disrupt a large volume of water, and that will create waves whose size tends to increase as and when it reaches the coastal areas, and that is basically tsunami. So tsunami ka bhi cause can be this region which is witnessing maximum amount of earthquake and volcanic eruption. Similarly, when India witnessed 2004 May, when India witnessed a tsunami, the earthquake took place in Indonesia. Because Indonesia is also part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, so this was a region which was expected region, that there are chances that this region can expect an earthquake or a volcanic eruption. That earthquake was also of the magnitude of 8.6, a very, very high value. In terms of Richter scale, this value is considered to be a very high value, because Richter scale is logarithmic in nature. That means the change in Richter value from 1 to 2 is less than the change from 2 to 3. It is 10 times. The change from 2 to 3 is 10 times the change of 1 to 2. Okay? So this is a logarithmic scale. When we say that the Richter scale value is 8.6 or 8, these are considered to be some of the most devastating earthquakes of the world. And if this kind of earthquake is taking place inside water, that can lead to tsunami. So was the case of tsunami in India in 2004. So after that, we learnt lesson what should be the tsunami preparedness. In that case, India has taken different measures that we should be better prepared for tsunami, because the tsunami that took place in 2004, epicenter being in Indonesia, has had some most devastating consequences all along the eastern coast from Tamil Nadu to Andhra Pradesh and some parts in Odisha as well. So, talking about India's preparedness in terms of tsunami, we have Indian Tsunami Early Warning System that has been prepared by an institute called INCOIS. INCOIS stands for Indian National Center for Ocean Information Systems. INCOIS is actually centered in Hyderabad. So we have a research institute in Hyderabad which is carrying out ocean systems study, and they have created an early warning system. So by this early warning system, as soon as there is occurrences or origin of some kind of disturbances inside the ocean base or sea base, the early warning system will be sent all across the coastal territories, and this will be evacuated. We will be able to minimize the loss of life. Okay? Additionally, India has also carried out community preparedness. So community preparedness mein what have we done is we have trained the community in terms of capacity building. We have told them, for example, that to give you a very simple example, to 2004 tsunami, what happened, that the water started to recede. In a matter of 5-7 minutes, water will suddenly recede to a great extent. If this is the condition, then this is an indication that the water is about to come back in the form of very large size wave. Now that this kind of technological know-how was not known to the people, so as and when in 2004 water started to recede, people started to enter deeper into seas, and that increased the overall damage. So what we have done is such kind of technological information dissemination we have carried out in the entire coastal community. So community participation and capacity building approach say we have trained the community to very well understand this kind of indication which may be indicative of tsunami. Additionally, India has also increased the overall mangrove plantation. Mangrove is one such tree which usually is found along the swamps and marshes of saline waters. So wherever the ocean or seas are meeting the land, those areas may mangroves act as a protector, because if we have large size wave, 20 feet wave, 30 feet wave, so these waves can be broken down because we do have good number of mangroves. Plus these mangroves will also be holding the coastal sand, coastal soil. So the overall damage that the community faces in the coastal area can be brought down significantly, and in this regard India has shown an increase in overall mangrove cover. We are also undergoing a project under which the target is to ensure 500 square kilometers of entire coastal area to be covered by mangroves. Now, last but not the least is the technical preparedness. How are we technically prepared? So this was largely on ground preparation. How are we prepared on ground? Now talking about from waters, how are we getting ourselves prepared? The first one is the seismic sensors. Seismic sensors will be placed inside water, and if there are occurrences of any kind of earthquake, these seismic sensors will detect these earthquake and will send signals to the satellite, signals to the remote stations on ground, and they will be able to ensure they will be able to get this information that there has been a tremor or an earthquake inside the water body. Additionally, India has also set up tidal gauge and buoys. Now, what is tidal gauge and tidal buoys? It is like floating systems in water. And these floating systems and tidal gauge which is attached to the ground, they will try to find out whether there is a sudden increase in level of water or sudden decrease in level of water. Is there? Why is it so? All of these things will be studied. If there is a sudden increase or decrease in water, we will try to find out what has been the seismic sensors output in the nearby areas. So these we have placed in Arabian Sea as well as Bay of Bengal, so that we will be able to get to know that there is any kind of ripples that is being generated inside water. And lastly is the Synergistic Ocean Observation Operation Services, also known as SYNOPS. Under SYNOPS, we are setting up trained professionals. So these on-ground stations and these aquatic system stations, for example, seismic sensors and tidal gauge and buoys will be underwater, and we will have inchoate preparedness on ground. These will be connected by trained professionals through SYNOPS. So that is India's preparedness of tsunami that we have learnt lessons from 2004. With that, we come to the end of this topic. If you have any doubt, please do let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much and all the very best.